You're listening to Hotep Ish with your host, Dewan B. Intelligent Ish Talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
What's up, y'all? Exposure season is here. It's this, man, I've been calling this all year since my initial reading show. The Seven of Hearts here is all about exposure. And exposure just meaning, who are you who you say you are? And who are you really? This is the year that people, every day is like intentions are being exposed. People being exposed for being hoes and cowards. People being exposed for doing all kind of weirdo shit in pop culture these days. And so, hold on one second. It's fool Larry calling. Hey Larry, I'm live, hoe ass nigga. Call in like in 15 minutes.
Fuck you,
bitch. Nigga calling me on a goddamn show. Yeah, Larry gonna call in. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. It's a lot of people being exposed, you know, a lot of exposure going on. And it was called out in the cards. Man, this so I like having shows like this so we can stay up to date on all the shit going on. Damn, you know. Yeah, so what up? Welcome y'all. Welcome. I appreciate y'all for joining. What's up, Benjamin Snow, Dr. Sinister, Scotty Jenkins? Yes. We're gonna be talking about this Seven of Hearts here and what's been going on. In the meantime, you know what's going on with me. I got my documentary short getting ready to drop. And so, yeah, I'm going to need y'all to attend this.
Hi.
What's your name, fool?
My name is Dewan Brown, creator of the Black American influence on music and culture.
So what you saying?
I come from the field of working with children. And in working with children, I've seen that there's so many young black kids who really don't understand where we come from.
I'm from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia.
As he creates a detailed timeline on how through Jim Crow, we created every form of music, from rock to pop to bebop to hip hop and more.
I put together this tree because it seems to be an all-out assault on the history of Black American music.
Damn right.
We've always had music that talked about love. That talked about life.
Back to life, back to reality.
That talked about the agonies of life. That talked about the hardships of life. When it comes into our music, when you put that drum set down, drums, bass, keys, kick drums, snare, hi-hat, you go from swing your hips left and right to the salsa rhythm to bobbing your head on a 1 and a 2. That's the effect the drum set has. So when we talk about hip hop and what it is, it's an extension of the music and the instrumentation that our forefathers created.
Check out the live stream premiere of the documentary short, It's Bigger Than Hip Hop, The Black American Family Tree, and Q&A, a fundraiser to create a series detailing music's evolution. Go to DewanB.com for streaming passes and crowdfunding.
Yeah, go to my website right now for the passes and for the crowdfunding. Cause go donate to the GoFundMe, and then get your live stream pay-per-view passes so we can get the thing cracking off in a real way. Don't make me having to see myself on camera go in vain. Cause Lord knows I hate watching myself on these goddamn promos. I hate watching myself talk. Lord, I was like talking and moving the fuck on. I hate when I have to go back and see myself. So I need y'all, for me to have to sit here and have to watch myself on camera, especially watch myself 45 pounds ago talk, is a task of love. So help make it worth it for me to watch my goddamn self on camera. I ain't no egomaniac. I like putting out information. I do not give a fuck about being famous or being seen, as you can tell right now. That's the last. Nah, I don't want to say last thing. I don't give a fuck about being in people's face. People like, you need to get on camera more. I got a whole dope ass. I got a whole ass studio right here. I got a dope ass camera, all that shit set up. I don't like being on camera, but sometimes you got to do what needs to be done to get to where you need to go. You dig? Everything in life that we love. That's one thing I'm gonna say before we get into it. One thing about life, oftentimes the biggest things you want out of life, the biggest things for you in life, come on the other side of something that's extremely challenging. And I see that all the time in car readings. The thing that you don't want to do, the thing that like pisses you off. Like for me, getting on camera is one of those things. Everything you want is on the other side of some bullshit, some shit that you think like, this is some bullshit. So that's just how life is, you know? That's just how life is. That's just how life is. You gotta do certain things to get to where you need to be in life, you know? What's up, Jordan? What's up, Quan S? Is that KAJ Cam? Was that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Cam? Yeah, I don't like being in front of people. I don't. That's why, like, one thing that's held me back in comedy. When one thing that's held me back in stand-up comedy, like, I can't even pin it on other people, even though things have happened out of my control, out of the shit that I could control. Man, I don't like being around everybody. Man, I like cracking jokes and leaving. I get nervous when people come to me. Well, I'm better at it now, but like 10 years ago, like 2012, when things were kind of bubbling for me, man, when people come to me after the show, I be nervous, man. When they be like, do this, you know, such and such, like, man, I just wanted to do comedy in the hood, you know, because I didn't want to be in front of the Hollywood people. I like doing my shit at the Family Room, the Hollywood Park Casino. I like doing comedy in these hole in the raw nigga joints. That way I could just make people laugh and go home. That's always been my thing. While like all my friends was getting famous, Big John and all the people that I work with, all the All Def Digital niggas, Teddy Ray, and while all of them was getting famous, I was in the hood with it. I was over here like at the such and such bar and grill making 30 people laugh they motherfucking ass off. And them same people that be in Hollywood that got all the accolades, they come down to them same hood spots and be bombing like a motherfucker. Because the hood is like the seven of heart. It's like what we talking about right here, exposure season. When you do comedy and you do your art, your singing, whatever it is you do, if you do it in front of the hood, they going to tell you the truth. If it's good, they going to give it up to you and give it up to you in a big way. If it sucks, then they, hey, that's the hood is all about. The hood exposes all fakes, frauds, and phonies, That's what I always appreciated about doing comedy, like, was like, so like now that I'm actually in front of people again, it's easy because it's all about exposure, And speaking of stuff, not only do I have the documentary dropping, if you're in LA on November the 8th and moving forward every other Thursday, first and third Thursdays, Wednesdays, I got my new live music night, me and Tashina. It's just going to be dope as hell. You want to talk about some singing that's going to be going on? One thing I love about LA, one reason why I'm doing this night is to bring into existence in the real world, in the tangible world, the things that I talk about here on the show. And don't get it twisted. I love the internet. And I'm not one of them niggas that minimizes, it's just the internet. It's just Twitter. It's just this. No. The internet is a great rallying point. But I've always wanted a night that we could actually get. Exposure for these real artists, because it's some dope ass artists out here, man. Some dope ass singers here in LA. It's some dope ass singers. It's like, man, I always wanted a night to where I could, have a place to where singers can come and get it off. This has been a long-term dream of mine. So then one thing that I got into comedy for. Let me tell you how long I've been trying to do this. I didn't plan on going here, but Larry's going to call in a little bit. I didn't plan on going here, but I'm going to be a little bit petty. Just a little bit petty. Do y'all mind if I get a little bit petty? Just a little bit petty. Just a little bit petty. This is how long I've been into this. I've been wanting to do this. This is an old Facebook post from 2013. This is me. This is me in 2013. And it was a restaurant out here in LA called Home Beverly Hills. And this particular restaurant was something that I was, I had help. I wasn't no investor, no shit like that. But it was a friend of mine at the time, who was going into this restaurant, investing in it. So I helped them, with my ideas. I would lend my time, go down there before it was about a 1.5-year process to get this restaurant open. Where's the stage going to be put and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, we're going to do a night. I'm going to do a night where it's going to be live music and comedy. Get a band together. I'm going to do my thing. You see the date on that? January 6, 2013. And the person I was partnering with was somebody who ran a restaurant. And somebody a lot of people knew. And then time went on. Look, I even put a post up back in, I did Facebook. I did a Facebook post back in 2017. Same story I'm telling you right now. Look, you know, see, I ain't lying to y'all. Look, this is a post I did 6 years ago. I didn't even plan on doing this part. And when I did that, I learned to keep my mouth shut about what I'm doing. But it was hard because I was doing this with somebody who I thought I was real cool with. You dig? I thought I was real cool with this cat. And then one day, okay, this is me thinking, okay, we're putting this show together. I'm going to have this live music, comedy, poetry show. And then I look up one day on Facebook and I see this. Let me go to the other screen. I see this. This is the dude I was running everything over with. We was partnering to do this live music night. Then I look up. You see, my post was in January 2013. This one I thought we was going to be doing something together. A few days later, I see some other comic that had my night. And then, so for about about 6 months, I had to look on Facebook and see the cat that I was partnered with do my night without me there. That's how long I've been wanting to do a live music night. And then when I almost had it at my fingertips, what was that, 10 years ago now? Some bullshit. But you know what I did? Instead of getting bitter, well, I was bitter for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I was bitter than a motherfucker for like 2 years. I was bitter than a motherfucker. But then, you know, I got over the bitterness, and this is a lesson as we get into today's show. I got over the bitterness. I said, you know what? Whatever's for me is for me. I guess that thing wasn't for me. Even though it was my idea, and I had to sit back and watch my idea get executed by somebody else. But what the lessons I learned was this in life. You don't stay bitter. Because when I was bitter, I couldn't make a move. I couldn't do nothing. Bitterness, that's why they say don't be bitter. Because when you bitter, you can't make moves. You can't think straight. You can't be creative. You can't execute a solid game plan out of bitterness. You know what I mean? When I was in a state of bitterness, everything shut down, you know? Everything shut down when I was in that state of bitterness. But when I learned to let the bitterness go, I got creative again. And things started happening. It started making moves. And I got stronger. I'm a much better comic and a host and an MC than I was back then. So come full circle 10 years later, I got one of the dopest human beings that's coming together with me on this vision. And for those of you who are here in LA, if you're a singer, well, of course we want to showcase singers. But let me tell you right now, singers, let me tell you, all right? We want natural, organic singers, right? If you're not good enough to sing second alto at your church, don't come down here. I don't want nobody auto-tuning this shit. We ain't gonna have no silly-ass auto-tune sounds. You know what I mean? We're not doing that. We want to celebrate the great singers, and there's a lot of y'all out there. So y'all gonna email me, and I'll get you in contact with our music curator. And we gonna want to hear what you got because to hear you sing some cover tunes with us, you know? Well, not with us. I ain't singing shit. I'm an MC, And I might get on the drum. I'm gonna get on the drum sometimes. Hey, I saw Corey at the Improv last night. I told him about it. I was like, man, come on through 5150. So I don't know. It'd be dope if Corey came through, but Corey be busy as fuck. I know I saw y'all in the chat room. But Corey be busy as fuck. But I would love to have Corey come down there one of these nights. But I'm never going to tell you who's coming down though. If you're in LA, you're going to have to be there. It ain't going to be no, ooh, such and such is coming. No, you know who's going to be there every Tuesday night? Every Wednesday night? Me, goddammit. And Tashina. I'll be there. And she'll be there. Whoever else is going to be there, you're going to have to be there to find out. So I want to thank everybody coming together on this. This is a long-term vision of mine. Coming through. And really it's a service. It's a service to music. That's what this is. This is a service to music. Music needs to be celebrated in its organic form. Live band, live singers, live stand-up comedians. You know, music needs to be celebrated because music gives us so much. Music is our lady. She's my queen. Music is my queen. My queen is music. It's the queen of my soul. It's crazy that one of my favorite odes to music, favorite songs about music is done by the Average White Band. Music, sweet music, you're the queen of my soul. Music, sweet music. Excuse my singing. It's time to expose the real singers out there. This is all part of exposure season. It's time to expose the real singers. Who's the real deal? Because I love singing. Singing frees the spirit. And we need somewhere we can be to just free our soul and free our spirit, man. I don't be giving a fuck about none of the other stuff, man. I want to know what I have to look forward to on the night. Some singers coming through, and just every 2 weeks, my spirit being cleansed like in church. You know? That's what I'm looking forward to. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. What's up, Wally Gibson? Yeah, I got you on that. It is definitely exposure season. So let's get into it. Like I told y'all before, this is a 7 of Hearts year. And 7 of Hearts is all about exposure, bringing to the light what's in the dark. And that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. It could be a neutral thing. It's all relative to what someone's putting out. When we're talking about revealing things and shit like that, shit, Larry Ho ass can't call in. He actually at work. Larry actually working. That should be pissing me off though. Like this nigga Larry has like an authority. I ain't gonna say what he do, but this nigga Larry actually like is actually like a boss over people. And that should be pissing me off. Like, who the fuck let Larry have the authority over anybody? Like, oh God. That place is gonna go to hell. The fact that Larry is running like I'll be on the phone with Larry, this nigga call, and then one of his employees will do some shit, and he'll have to reprimand them. I hang the phone up like, nah. Hell nah. The last thing I'm gonna do is be on the phone listening to Larry be a boss over. Fuck that. Man, hell nah. I don't respect that nigga enough for him to be a manager over anybody. That should be pissing me off. Yeah, you can call me a hating ass friend. Yeah, call me a hater if you want. But the fact that Larry's like actually be managing people and like running a company, that should be pissing me off. I'm like, man, don't be running no goddamn company while I'm on the phone, nigga. Put me on mute while you reprimand employees and shit. Fuck you, nigga. Before I expose your ass to being a hoe in front of your employees, Larry. Anyway, back I'm sorry, I went on a little rant. My bad. Anyway, so let's get into it. It's a lot going on in the media right now, in the service level media, and I like checking in with the service level stuff. You see, I don't even be following these people like that, but it's very interesting to see what's going on in the mundane world, you know. And you saw the Ice Spice chick. I'm not gonna play the video, but the Ice Spice, you saw her. Ms. Martin, you know what I mean about Pasadena gangbangers being weird? That nigga off subject, but still on point. Anyway, that's a side note for LA stories, LA Chronicles. Yeah, man. If you listening to people from LA, only trust niggas that live south of the 10 freeway. When it start to get to them outer lining auxiliary areas, you can trust the women. But the dudes, yeah. There's not some trustworthy niggas. Hell, the times I ain't gonna say that. I'm about to say something else. Lori Brown said, it sounds weird. Y'all niggas are all off topic, but still got me. Ice Spice. Anyway, back to what I'm talking about. I'll get to that, y'all, in the chat room. Are you talking about that Halloween massacre? Yeah, Pasadena always talks about the Halloween massacre from 30 years ago. Look, I'm from South Central LA. Niggas got killed every Halloween where I'm from. And no disrespect, you know, rest in peace to those kids. But everybody knows from Pasadena, like when they be talking about how hard Pasadena is, man, remember that one Halloween? And every time a Pasadena nigga brought up that Pasadena massacre, I'd be like, look, that shows me you niggas grew up in paradise. You can point to one day where a major thing happened, and y'all can look back on that day like the day that changed all. Nigga, you grew up in South Central like me. Your houses got massacred daily, bro. Like, it was like, oh, the house over on 67 got ran up in. Yeah, and then 2 days later, man, you heard about the house on 84th? Man, that shit got ran up in. That's what makes South Central niggas different. That's why South Central niggas like me who are squares, I'm a square, man. I'm going to get to Betty Boop. I'm a square. You know, but South Central squares are different. I'm very street savvy. You ain't going to catch me slipping. You're not going to catch me slipping. I know all the rules. Because when you grew up in South Central, you was around inundated with it every day, all four corners. You had to watch your steps. You had to be who the fuck you are, which goes into exposure season. One thing about LA, y'all don't be understanding from outside of LA. Hollywood and LA are two different things. LA, you better be who the fuck you say you are, or you're gonna get exposed. Don't come into South Central wearing gold jewelry and chains and shit. You see what happened? Y'all see what happened with Colorado at UCLA? Now, I'm sure there was some white boys that did that because the Rose Bowl don't really be hiring niggas like that. But either way it go, in LA, you don't wear no fucking jewelry. You don't be over here flossing and fronting and fake. No, nigga, no. You better be natural. You better be regular. You better be real, nigga. Shit. Back to this Betty Boop. Oh, that's the doorbell. Oh, my wife got it. Okay, UPS is here. Yeah, UPS got my bag. Hell yeah. Got my bag back. My dumb ass left my bag in Philadelphia, my carry-on. I'm looking at my Ring camera right now. UPS just dropped it back off. Hell yeah. Anyway, so going into what's going on right now with Ice Spice, she was when I say exposure, what's going on with her? She does, no disrespect, but she don't have talent. Her the Sexy Reds of the world and all, they don't really have talent like that. And the thing is, the last 10 years or so, the least talented have been pushed to the front. It's been happening longer than that, but it's gone into overdrive the last 10 years. It's been happening all century. The lesser talented ones getting pushed to the front. But it's really going into overdrive this last 10 years. But right now, we're at a different point astrologically. We're at a different point in the cards right now. The cards are calling for the realness to come back to the forefront. That's the time that we're in life right now. We're in a time for real shit, real people. And the real will get pushed to the front. But before the real gets pushed to the front, before the year gets pushed to the front, the real gets pushed to the front, the bullshit got to get called out and pushed out and exposed. That has to happen. That has to happen. The real gets pushed to the front. So in the meantime, you see her doing all this stuff, all that gyrating she was doing on camera. Think about this. That wouldn't have been a big issue 5 years ago. That would not have been a big issue. 5 years ago, that would not have been a big issue. But if you press number 1 in the chat room right now, if you notice, people are getting less tolerant of that kind of stuff. So when you see that kind of behavior happening mixed with the fact that she wasn't saying shit in her rhymes, you starting to really see that people are at that point to where, like, you know what? I've had enough. This is whack. This is whack. And this is a 7 of Hearts year. We're in the 7 of Hearts year. We're coming up towards the end of the year. We're right around here. We're at the Neptune part of the year. And for those of you who saw my card reading show at the beginning of the year, I said as we get deeper into the year, more and more and more people are going to start getting exposed as the year goes on. And it's about to start fucking with people's money. That's what that King of Diamonds is. This exposure is about what's happening right now in society. Don't get it twisted. Let me tell you right now, in the next couple of years, Disney, a lot of these media companies, you're going to start seeing them. They're already taking losses because of the actor strike and the writer strike. But a lot of the losses these media companies are taking, you're going to start seeing that come about in as we get into next year. As we get into next year, you're about to start seeing some major, some of these movie studios, some of these places about to start going out of business. They're about to start. When I say go out of business, they're going to have to start selling off. You're about to start seeing media sell-offs. That's about to come because people aren't buying the bullshit. People are not buying the bullshit. They're trying to push Afro beats on us. Burna Boy's album sold, 19,000 copies the first week? The shit ain't working right now. Shit right now is being called out and exposed for what it is. The people are on to something new and to something bigger. The people want what's real right now. It's in the cards. Next year is the 8 of Hearts here. Next year's 8 of Hearts here, 29. The 29th is the 8 of Hearts Day. No, that's 6 of Hearts Day. Okay, what's the 8 of Hearts Day? 8 of Hearts Day is the 27th of October. That's 8 of Hearts Day. So as it comes down to it, I appreciate that, Lori. Yeah, Yuki, you remember that? You remember us talking about that? Next year, it's stagnating the creativity of everything, not just hip hop, all of our music, brother. But you got a point. You're right. But we at a different place right now. And next year is an 8 of Hearts year. So that means you're going to have people coming together more and more, putting down. People have already been putting down their pettiness. Right now, we're at a point of massive divorce. 7 of Hearts is divorce, is breakups. There's been a lot of breakups going on, a lot of breakups. Next year, you're going to see a lot of more unification. 8 of Hearts is my Saturn card, so I'm expecting a good year, but I've been putting in the work. Whenever your Saturn card shows up in somewhere, that's a karmic thing. If you've been bullshitting, your Saturn card is going to kick your ass that year. But if you've been doing good and if you've been doing what you're supposed to do, so if you're a king of clubs, if your birthday is a king of clubs next year, you will your Saturn is the 8 of Hearts. So it's a strong karma year for king of clubs people out there next year. Make sure that you're putting in your work to the high side of everything. But next year is the 8 of Hearts. And so what we're going to see is a slowdown in communication, a more compromise, balancing out. We're going to start to see the people, the regular of us, all this. We're going to really see next year all of this censoring that they're doing isn't going to work. And I think the powers of that be are going to realize next year that no matter how much they censor us, we're still going to find a way to get it out. A lot of emotional shit's going to be coming up next year. Queen of Hearts. Next year's going to be a very emotional year for us, but it's still exposure. 8 of Hearts is still a very much exposure card. So don't think just because we're coming up on the end of this year, people are going to stop being exposed. 8 of Hearts is all about exposure, but exposure in a more crafty way. So shit's happening, man. Like, and so we see this. We see academics being exposed. He's over here. I saw that video of Saucy Santana talking about when I can't play the video because Saucy Santana was using the right word. He's calling academics the F word, the F-A-G-G word. Because all academics do is beef with women. So academics is being exposed for a lot of his nonsense he's been doing. And then Tony the Closer put this video out a couple weeks ago, last week, of academics putting his hands on a woman. Look at it. That's allegedly him, allegedly. That's allegedly academics, according to Tony the Closer. Sound like him. Look how he doing. Look how he's a woman. Look at this insecure piece of shit. See, I don't trust niggas that gotta yell at women. I can't trust dudes that gotta scream and shout and perform for women. If you can't get what you want out of a woman, talking with the tone that I'm talking right now, then you need to come get coached by a nigga like me, all right? I do have a degree in communication studies. I do. Come over here. What you need to do, you niggas like academics, there's a lot of you niggas like academics that don't know how to talk to a woman. Don't know how to get what you want out of a woman without being violent and without being an asshole. This is what you're going to do. You're going to go to DeWanB.com. You're going to go to the business side. First, I'm going to show you on the business side. Look, I'm certified. I do workplace dynamics and family coaching. I do that. This is a lot of what I did before I came to you guys at YouTube. I don't do as much with this company as I used to but as you see, look, I got reviews from way back in the day, helping people develop, you know what I mean? Helping folks save their marriage and shit like that. For you niggas that academics, this is for you academics. You can come here and you can get some game, you know, on how to associate with women. You know what I mean? How to talk to women, how to talk to people. Allow me to help you out. You know what I mean? Allow me to help you out. I used to, oh yeah, look. I got a bachelor's degree academics from the university, Cal State University, Northridge, all right? And I got a relationship coach certification, some shit I ain't using a long ass time, but it's still there, academics. Don't trust these niggas that want to perform. Every black man, not gonna say black man, every man that I've met that has to perform in these hyper masculine ways with women in public are people that, one, can't trust themselves. They're the kind of dudes that talk bad about women and black people in general. Those be the same ones. You notice it be them same dudes that's like that. It be them same dudes that be talking about black people. Why black people got to do this? That's the same academics that has that Chirac series talking about black folks. It's always those degenerates that can't talk to their woman straight. They always got some bullshit to say about black folks. Y'all ever notice that? And then what you can do, academics, is you can book a reading so I can tell you, you know, where the wholeness is and what you got going on. I'm not calling you a hoe, but in the behavior. That's whole behavior, man. Today's the last day of my cell. Today is the last day. Any reading over 60 minutes, type in the product code 30. Type in the product code 30 and get 30% off our readings. Today's the last day for that sale. Product code 30 for the hour reading and the 90-minute reading. All right? 30% off. And against my better judgment, also for the 3 reading package. Type in the product code 30. All right? Or just get a Monday mini reading. So, you know what? You can't be talking. You gotta watch one thing that I do. You gotta watch people's interactions with women. I watch very closely how men interact with women. I watch very closely. Because I grew up with a dope ass father. I was on the phone with my dad this morning. And my mom. Salute to my mom and my dad. I got to see how my father talked to my mom my whole life. And I never saw my dad raise his voice at my mom. And my dad always told me, you know what I mean? When you get to that point to where you raising your voice, you done already lost control. So you see people like academics who's created a whole degenerate career of exposing Chirac, of exposing celebrities. You see, allegedly, this nigga can't even deal with his own woman in an up and up type fashion. And she obviously don't respect him doing all that performing in public. I was out a couple weeks ago at a shindig, and I saw this dude that be playing Big and Bad, and I saw this nigga with his woman, and I know her. Shouts out, you know, she's cool as hell. I knew both of them before. I knew both of them years ago, and I lost contact with both. And I saw them again recently. I'm like, oh, y'all together? Oh shit, that's what's up. But I saw how he was talking to her, and I was like, man, that shit ain't gonna work, bruh. You talking all this big boy pimp daddy shit, and she basically looking at you blowing bubble gum rolling her eyes. Like, I'm looking at him like, man, you are basically pushing her into the arms of another man. If she ain't smashing the security guard at work already. Let me tell you something, fellas. When you got to go around talking to your woman all loud and beefing with her, and you got to go acting like big bad boy and all that shit, you done lost it. You gonna expose yourself. And then some of y'all be like, well, women like that, they only stand when you yell at them. Well, at that point, I get that. There are some women out there saying, you got to know that if that's what it is and that's what you attract, don't complain. Because if you know that if the woman is the kind of woman that needs to be yelled at, it's something in you that's with her. And me personally, I'm not about to sit back and, if your own woman is somebody that you can't get to respect you. Because what I find usually is women, even the loudest women, some of the most ratchet women with most men, when they get with that right one, all that shit calm down. I've seen it. And I'm not saying every man got to be cool daddy and every woman is perfectly in alignment and pure. I ain't saying that. Let's make that very clear. I'm talking about the public stunts. You in the motherfucking hotel lobby and you yelling at your woman? That's what I mean. Sir, things go on behind people's closed doors. I'm not saying y'all ain't doing what y'all do behind closed doors. Everybody got shit going on behind closed doors. What I'm saying is this. If you don't at least have the control of letting things behind closed doors stay behind closed doors. Let me clarify that. At least keep closed doors shit behind closed doors. If we at a party and you snatching your woman up over something she said where I can see and the next person can see, brother, you got a problem. And I don't think you need to be leading people. Now, what y'all do, if y'all have y'all issues and your issues stay behind, if you at least have the control and the decency to keep your shit, that's different. Let's make it clear. I don't want to, because the way I said it earlier probably came off wrong. I ain't talking about people who just they going through some shit. I'm talking about the people who ain't got the control, the decency and control enough to at least let that kind of shit stay behind closed doors. Because we all got shit. Ain't nobody's relationship perfect. Everybody got some shit. And I think we've all done things in our relationship, including me, that we're not proud of because we're not perfect. Said some things we ain't proud we said. Reacted in ways we weren't proud of ourselves for reacting towards. We've all done it. But at least have decency to keep that kind of stuff behind closed doors. But this is the thing. We're in the 7 Hearts Years exposure season. We got the people who's been going around running their mouth, yada, yada, yada. You see what's going on with Tasha K. You see what's going on. Ain't nobody listening to Cardi B. You see Nicki Minaj is losing popularity day by day. Academics is going at it with Glorilla saying that she lost her shine because it's like it's all the whack, nobody nonsense, bullshit ass celebrities that they've been throwing in our face for the last decade. It seems like it's a circular firing squad of degenerates right now. Hey, press number 1 if you notice that. All the tethers, degenerates, bullshitters, you see them, they all kind of starting to go at each other right now, aren't they? And it's funny if you ask me. Got Dwight Howard getting exposed for his dookie diving. And there's nothing wrong with dookie diving if that's your thing. But this nigga was forcefully dookie diving on niggas. That's not right. Just because you like the dookie dive don't mean it's cool that you force that on somebody. That ain't right. That ain't cool at all. Especially somebody like Dwight Howard, who's a world famous athlete that has influence. That ain't right, man. So yeah, it must be exposed. Yeah, y'all hear the number 1. Y'all know. I don't have a phone line open, but okay, I'll take this one call because I'm going to get off in a little bit. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Kurt calling from DC. How you doing, Dwan?
What's up, man?
Good to hear from you, man. Hey, last time I called in here, and I was like, hey, yo, peace. You know, as soon as I got off there, I was watching the rest of the program. I noticed that a bunch of little punks came on and had some weak-ass fat jokes, though, Dwan.
Oh, ain't nothing. They do that all the time. As long as they funny, I'm good. But most of these niggas ain't funny, and I clown them niggas back.
Niggas were corny as hell, though, Dwan.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Nothing.
Most of them fat jokes are corny as fuck. That's why I was like, but the chat room got them. Like, I got shooters in the chat room that was taking care of them niggas. So it's all good. But I don't want to get too far off subject, my brother. I didn't really want the phone lines open right now because I'm about to get off here in a little bit, man. But thanks for calling.
All right, cool. All right, got you.
Yeah. Yeah. This nigga said, how you think Dwight built those shoulders? That nigga Dwight that nigga's Dwight's shoulders is at motherfucking 180 degrees. That nigga got bussy handlebar shoulders. That nigga said Ice-T on the line. Yeah, when you see what went on with Dwight Howard's son, I don't want to bring it. I don't like bringing kids into it. But that was, I can't. The reason, I know a lot of y'all brought it, the reason why I don't talk about the whole situation with Dwight Howard's son, and it's just being real with y'all. And for those you don't know, Dwight Howard's son about a year ago, there's some kind of sexual deviance allegation things going on that I'm not going to get into. I don't talk about it because when I was working at my old job, working with kids that have been molested was a major part of my job, and yeah, for about 10 years, I always had like anywhere from throughout the year, I'd be responsible for anywhere from 30 to 45 kids that come throughout my program that I'm personally counseling. I always kept a caseload of like 15 to 20 kids at a time, but you're constantly cycling, some of those cases out. And out of those caseloads of 15, 20 kids, I usually had 2 to 3 that were molested. And oftentimes I was the first person that they told, or one of the first people that they told. Oftentimes those kids trusted me more than they trusted their own mom and dad, because their own mom and dad were oftentimes aware of the person that molested them. So I'd have to walk this fine line between, You know, and I've had to call Department of Children and Family Services on parents, you know, for allowing their children to be molested and not do nothing about it. So that whole situation is a weed tangled web for me. And it's one of those that I understand it very deeply. And I honestly don't have the emotional capacity to fucking deal with it. So certain things, I just leave it alone. You feel me? Lori asked, can you turn these types of kids around? The way I looked at it, it's not about turning them around. It's about getting them to talk about what happened to them and process it. Because when you process sexual deviancy, it plays itself out in adulthood. Put it like this: every person I knew that was either a pimp or a prostitute dealt with some level of sexual misconduct as a child, sexual abuse, whether it be personal firsthand abuse or exposure to abuse. Some children have had a vicarious trauma watching abuse happen in their environment. They may not have necessarily been abused, but they saw their mom or dad or somebody. That kind of stuff has to be processed. So if you have a need, and this is, I know it's a little bit off topic, but it's from my heart. If you have a niece, nephew, child in your community, somebody that you have any kind of authority over, that you know has been exposed to something like that, get them in front of counseling. That has to be processed. Because what happens is those children take that as something happened to them, that's something wrong with them. It's something wrong with me. For my uncle to do that to me, or my auntie, it's something, what's wrong with me? And then when they get that, what's wrong with me, when they get that, and then they get that general mistrust of society and people in general. So that that self mistrust of wondering what's wrong with you personally, and then the mistrust because if a mom or a dad or an uncle or someone close to you violates you, you're never going to trust people. You're not going to trust anyone else. You can't. How can you ask someone to trust you when they couldn't trust their own mom and their own father? So that's how these things play out. And so when we get to the next generation of sexual abusers or criminals or whatever, usually there was some sort of unprocessed trauma that happened to them, that was exposed to them, that made them callous enough to do things to other people in the world. So it's all about really processing those feelings, and even in my card readings, I get people who've been abused all the time in my card readings, and I help them out. I help victims of abuse. But I do it, I had to stop doing it in counseling because emotionally I couldn't do it. I almost had a nervous breakdown. I can't go back to that world, but I can do it through cards. And then I go to people like Kendall, hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy works wonder on abuse. Because hypnotherapy is going to bring things up that you've totally locked. Because when you've been abused, you've totally locked away memories. There are memories that you have that you cannot access because it's too painful. What hypnotherapy does, get yourself a 3 or 4 month package on hypnotherapy where you do regular sessions, 6 months of sessions. It's going to unlock those things, and then you'll be able to move forward and help people and help yourself in life. So, yeah, it's all good. No, Reno, no, you good. I'm glad you brought it up. Reno, you good. So, that's what we got to do. I don't know why this show took a turn, but I guess that's where it was supposed to go, because there's somebody either listening now or they're going to listen to this in the future. Hopefully this helps. And if you've been molested, if you've been abused, please understand this. That didn't happen because something's wrong with you. That happened because a sick person perpetuated a sick ass activity. And unfortunately, you were the victim of it. I've never been abused, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I know. I'm very trusting because I've never been done wrong by any adult that I trust. My parents, my grandparents, my sister, my brother, everyone that was being responsible for me, my youth ministers at church, my basketball coaches, they've all been on the up and up. So I've never dealt with physical abuse. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what you guys are going through. I'm not. But I've counseled hundreds, and I do mean hundreds, of victims of it. And I know it plays itself out in different ways, and it plays itself out in unhealthy ways. But I've also seen people, the minute they've confronted those demons, the minute they faced those demons, the minute they exposed, going back to exposure season, you got to expose who the real problem is. If you've been abused, if you've been molested, you got to expose who it was. And if you're not comfortable exposing who it was, you got to expose the fact that it wasn't you. All right? That was somebody else's bullshit that fell on your lap. And seek counseling, seek help, and understand that if you've been abused, that abuse does not define you. You're bigger than that. We are not our experiences. Our experiences happen to us to shape us, to mold us, to show us other alternative routes to getting things done. They do not define us. They do not define us. All right? So, I don't know. Spirit sent me down that road, so that means somebody need to hear it. Appreciate that, Reno. So, yeah. It's a lot. We've gone through a lot as a people, man. So, yeah. But I gotta get up out of here because I got a long ass drive. Y'all know CP? I'm about to go tape CP's podcast, and that drop. I think that's gonna drop tomorrow. Yeah, his podcast ain't close. It's a long ass fucking drive. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get ready to go to that podcast in a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna talk about aliens and shit. And I might do some card readings again on his show. I appreciate y'all. That's true, Nightfall Drop. Unfortunately, this society has created a safe haven and signal boosting for degenerates. That's why we here, though, man. That's why y'all here listening to me. We ain't the majority. I don't have academics following, Well, we don't need to be the majority. We need to be the critical mass of just what's morally right, And I stand with the children. That's why if y'all notice with me, I don't be going around saying men's this and women's that. Like, it's man, woman, child. We need each other, man. Fuck all that. Women are being abused, men are being abused. If y'all notice, I don't let even on them days where I do shows where I'm talking about women, I don't let men come in my chat room and be like, see what women need to do. Same when I'm on men, talking shit about our bullshit. I don't let women be like, see what men have done. No. We both done some fucked up shit to each other. That's because we in a fucked up situation. And we in a fucked up situation, you do fucked up shit to each other. Somebody at some point got to be mature enough to say, I've been hurt, you've been hurt, but let's help each other. And what about the fucking kids? I ain't even got no kids. Don't want kids. Had too many. I worked with too many. I don't want kids. I've worked with all them years working with abused children. You think I want some fucking kids? Hell nah. I had to come home 15 years. Every day I come home, I just finished dealing with a kid that was molested or beat or mistreated. You think I want my own fucking kids? Nigga, please. I come home to me and my wife and we about to have fun. Fuck all that. I ain't listening to none of that. But I do still feel like the world, like anybody younger than me, I do feel a certain sense of responsibility. Anybody who knows me, if you got a child or if you got like a young adult, everybody that knows me, I've spent time with your young adult children that putting some game in their ears. I feel that's my duty. I feel like the world is my child. But that's because it's about us. We gonna get through this shit together. Together forever. And along the way, we're gonna have some miscommunication. Along the way, we're gonna have some fights. Along the way, we're not gonna see eye to eye sometime. Along the way, DeJuan Brown is going to fuck up and say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. Just like you're going to say the wrong thing and do the wrong thing from time to time. Question is, do you have understanding for your brother the same way you do for yourself? You feel what I'm saying? Do you feel me? What you need to do right now, if you feel me, is go to DeJuanB.com, register for my live stream pay-per-view. Y'all got to do this shit now so you don't forget. You niggas be forgetting. So register right now for the pay-per-view, live stream Q&A, and then also donate to the GoFundMe. We are at 69 donations. Hell yeah, I appreciate everybody that's been donating. I appreciate all y'all, for real, for real, for real. Let's cross 100 donations today. Let's get 31 donations today. Let's cross 100 donations for the Bigger Than Hip Hop. This is my service. This is my service to us. I'm giving it to you for free on YouTube, giving it to you in documentary form. The documentary is free. The Q&A is what you're investing in and putting money towards a full season. And for those of you who are in LA, I'm giving it to you in real life form, music. Bringing in the real singers. Upscale dress code. Don't come dressing no bullshit. And I don't know if you ever heard Tashina sing. I know y'all heard her sing on Martin. But if you ain't heard Tashina sing in front of a live band, you bullshitting. You bullshitting if you ain't heard Tashina sing in front of a live band. So we bring it for you in all forms, all right? I appreciate y'all for listening. And I want you to remember this. There are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. My name is DeJuan. I'm out.